Hi, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 16th, 2023 Jupiter entering into Taurus reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out immensely, especially since I had to take that break because of family health issues. So, thank you so very much. It puts me back on the YouTube algorithm by you liking, commenting, and subscribing. And you guys are absolutely amazing for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this powerful energy shift. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the Three of Swords. So a lot of heartbreaks, pains, disappointments can be coming up during this time. And again, this is a powerful energy shift that we haven't seen in 12 years. This energy is going to make us feel more relaxed, more comfortable, more confident in our own bodies. And there's a big shift towards quality, people, things, kind of things that we are doing within our lives rather than the quality, rather than the quantity of them. And we can really be looking at heartbreaks, pains, disappointments, and being like, one, we could say, like, why was that such a big deal? But others is like, I'm honoring that scar. I'm honoring what I've been through. And we could be having a bit of difficulty because it's not as bad as some, and it wasn't as easy as others. So we can think like, oh, do I even have the right to feel heartbroken about this? And it's like, but they're your emotions. So of course, you have every right to look at them and say, these are my scars, and this is how I'm healing from these wounds, and this is how I'm moving me forward. So just that recognition can be so powerful. Yeah, but it's it's going to be something that we're naming over this time. It might be not it might not be, as I get tongue tied, it might not be at at exactly the 16th of May, at whatever time we start to like see these things and release. It could be from May 2023 to May 2024 that we really look at things and we're like, oh, I'm releasing that from my life. I'm detangling that. I'm embracing what I love. I see these blockages in ourselves. I see them like yarn, right? Just like tangled yarn that is such a pain in the tush to deal with. But then you can knit it, crochet it into a heart once you have it untangled. And that's what we can be doing with this energy, which is really quite beautiful. So let's see what Spirit has to say here. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Here we have serenity. That needs to be our keyword. Like if we start to see our temper raising within us, if we start to feel us getting agitated or, sad or overwhelmed, focusing on serenity. What does serenity mean for us? What do we long for when we see serenity in our souls and ourselves? I always see a place by the sea, like living in a place by the sea. I see that as my serenity. I love it here how she's by the sea and she's a mermaid, which I just noticed. But like, what is serenity for you? And leave it in the comment box if you want to share your serenity. That would be a really cool thing for us to start talking about. But what is serenity? And just even taking a moment to say, oh, what is my serenity? And we might have thought, oh, I've created my dream, right? But we might find like that house by the sea, it wasn't our dream. It was like, oh, I thought that was like, okay. So where do we go from there? Like if we thought we had our serenity, our peace, we accomplished it, and then we find out we didn't want it. So here, or that wasn't what our soul was longing for. So here, following serenity and then listening. listening to what our soul is saying, listening to what our body is saying, not what everybody else is telling us or even what we're telling ourselves. So let's see what the spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. I know this is a lot. Don't get overwhelmed. So what's really interesting here is that you kind of share some of the same cards with Aquarius in this start with the 5 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. So if you're interested in that, or if you have Aquarius in your chart and you're like, oh, that makes sense, then go check that out because that will help you. Okay. But what we're going to see here is that we're kind of closing the doors, which is very interesting because as Jupiter enters into any planetary alignment, any, into any sign, moves into any sign or any house, it enhances that energy. So here it is enhancing Taurus energy. Now, Jupiter itself is abundance, knowledge, and positivity and positive change. And Taurus is, stability, calm, prosperity, practicality, sensuality, and abundance, but very much focused in the physical world. Now, spiritual abundance is great, but Taurus is very much like, let me see it. Is it heavy? Let me weigh this. Oh, it's made well. That type of thing. I always laugh because that's how my mom, who's a Taurus, will be like, oh, it's a good weight. Good job. You know, with something, which I always think is so funny and cute. Here, with the 2 of Wands, there's a sense like positive change is coming. It's moving slowly for us, so do note that. But we're closing doors. We're going to see ourselves literally closing doors. Like I hear a click. Like it's closed, it's done, that's it. So be aware of this, Pisces, that we're saying, you know what, this is not for me. As we look at our serenity, and we really have to look at our serenity and say, this is not for me. This isn't what I thought it was. So instead of looking out there and at everything, where we can think, oh, I have to be a part of this and a part of that, I have to do this, I have to do that. As we look at ourselves, we're going to start to find peace and real grace within us, which is going to be interesting because as we're closing doors and saying, oh, no, 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 thank you, we're going to see doors opening. We're going to see windows opening. We're going to see paths opening and people coming into our lives that is really quite like enchanting. It's like, oh wow, I didn't think of that. And it moves us again into that place where again we feel more comfortable and confident within ourselves. And it's like, I can do this. It's going to be the quality of things, not the quantity of things that really matter. And we're moving out of the battles. Like we're so tired of the battles, Pisces. So just be aware of this. With the 5 of Pentacles reverse, there's a sense of like, I'm moving out of being in the cold, being overwhelmed, feeling on the outside of wealth, prosperity, abundance, everything that makes life, it doesn't necessarily make my life better, but it does make things easier, right? When you're not constantly terrified about bills and you're not constantly worried about everything, it makes life easier. And so we're moving away from, we're moving away from a time where there was so much uncertainty and we felt caught out in the cold. We felt like, okay, this is easy for everybody else but me. We don't always see that, everybody has struggles because we're not living their struggles. But here, we had responsibilities. We had people that we had to take along, and there's a sense of now it's getting easier. And it might not be like we win the lottery. Ooh, I'm sorry, I hit my mic. It might not be like we win the lottery or all of a sudden financially everything becomes easier. But it's like all of a sudden I'm not locking myself out of wealth, prosperity, and abundance. I'm not saying, oh, that's for everybody else, but not for me. And this change, it's been happening slowly, okay? And gradually. And we're going to see a lot of changes coming because of that. But again, they're going to be slow changes. So I know Pisces, like when it comes to money, we want things to happen instantaneously. We want overnight money that changes our lives forever. And that's awesome. And I wish that upon everyone. But it's not how things usually work. So here with the 8 of Wands, it's slowly and steadily moving towards that change, embracing what we love and desire, not locking ourselves out of where we want to be for our lives and what we desire for ourselves. And it's not saying that we can positively change everything and just think positively and then all of a sudden everything will be better. But it is saying that I'm not buying into generational like poverty mentality. oh, kind of that sense of don't brag, don't act too good, don't be too big for your britches, self praise stinks type of thing, or we're always the ones who have to work our butts off. Nothing ever comes easy to us. You're just not that talented. You're never going to be as successful as your siblings. That type of energy, we're leaving that behind, or you're never going to be as successful as your classmates. And we're going to see a slow and steady change. Now, what's interesting is that the Knight of Pentacles is reversed. Things start moving quickly, okay? Because the Knight of Pentacles is super slow. It can be kind of frustrating. It's like waiting for an oak to grow. An oak tree grows all its roots first, and then it grows. So you're like, oh my gosh, it's not growing. It's still this tiny little thing, but it's growing where we can't see it. Here, we're going to start to see ourselves moving forward. Now, this can also be wanting to be a little bit extravagant, a little bit like, okay, it's time to party with the money type of thing. Be mindful of this because you're not going to be moving as quickly as you would like. So you could kind of get yourself financially into tricky situations if you're not mindful of your spending. So just be aware of that. With the Knight of Pentacles, you are going to see those things moving quicker financially. I don't see you really having a problem with being in this Taurus energy, but you can kind of no, I see you settling in. Like you're settling into this energy, like, oh, okay, this is where I need it to be. Excuse me. But the Knight of Pentacles reverse can also be like wanting to charge forward, wanting things to happen more quickly, wanting to spend more money than we have, kind of being rather like a teenager with a credit card type of thing. So just be aware of that. Then we move to Judgment reversed. I mean, not Judgment reversed, Judgment upright. And there's a real sense of I'm being reborn. I'm, I'm stepping into why I'm here. Because here with Judgment, we have the sleepers, which are Arthur's knights, in Welsh mythology, who were put to sleep to be able to guard, Wales when they needed it. And so here, there's a real sense of an awakening within you of what is needed at this time, a soul's awakening. And that can be very powerful. That can also kind of knock us off our game a little bit because it's like this part of me is awakening that can be so different from what I thought my life should be or how I thought my life should be. And it leads us to the Chariot. And the Chariot is Cancer energy, okay? So if you have Cancer in your chart, this comes through very powerfully. This can also be a time, June 21st to July 22nd, where you really see yourself emotionally. Here we have two horses, but I almost see it like the two fish, right? The two elements of water, that could be Cancer and that could be Pisces, or just the two fish coming together, being reined in by Poseidon, right? I think Poseidon has Neptune. Poseidon and Neptune. I don't know why I'm seeing a connection with that. Was that his trident's name? I don't know. I can't remember. If you know, again, put it in the comment box. But here, there's a sense of you're ruled by Neptune, and there's a sense of reining things in, moving things forward. This is Mamanon, okay, the god of the sea, the Welsh god of the sea, and there's a real sense of I'm moving towards where I need to be, and I've reined in the duality, which just like a Gemini, the duality of Pisces. I think Gemini's duality gets talked about more because Gemini is the twins, but Pisces duality, that can mean that we're pulled in two different directions. We can want two very different things. We can have to kind of like come to terms with two very distinct sides of ourselves that make themselves known quite powerfully. And here I see us reining it in quite beautifully, quite succinctly, and really saying, these are my emotions. My emotions are like my key to success. If you got rid of your emotions, your passions, your desires, you dummy down you, and you don't want to do that at all. Things are coming into balance, but you're also going to see things being out of balance. And as you see these be out of balance, you start to find the balance for you, the balance of the way that you need to move forward for you. This is going to be a time where you don't really like relying on somebody else. You're not like, oh, I'm waiting for a handout. There is a sense of, no, I'm going to even the scale. Like I'm going to make it so that I can move forward the way that I need to. And this can just be a shift within our perceptions of things. I don't know how you even the scale, but there's almost a sense of like you come into balance with yourself. That's how you even the scale. You come into balance with two aspects of yourself. And then all of a sudden, things start to build forward a harmony that you can see in the waking world much more easily than you could have seen it before. Now, our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Three of Pentacles. And you have the repeat of the number three. That's a divine, connection. That's a divine number. And we're going to see here, be mindful, you're going to be doing a lot of the work and a lot of other people are going to be taking the credit for it. Our subconscious message from spirit here is tranquility. I love that you have serenity and tranquility, which, you can kind of feel are synonyms for each other, but there's just a sense of like, embrace the calm. Embrace the calm. That's going to be so important. Embrace the calm. And when you find things being overwhelming, it's like, calm, calm, calm. Peace, 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 love, love, love. And see where that gets you. That little chant of calm, 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 peace, 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 love, love, love. How does that settle you? How does that, build that inner tranquility? And our subconscious tarot message, I love it, is the Three of Swords reverse. That energy that we're being told to be mindful of subconsciously, we're releasing it. We're like the Three of Swords, those swords that have been stabbed in our backs, that have hurt us, devastated us, we're releasing. And we're going to find that, the Three of Swords reverse is one of the cards that we want to see, like the Five of Pentacles reverse. I'm releasing that toxicity, that negativity. Yes, I will have wounds. Nobody gets stabbed in the back, right? And not have a wound, but that I'll have to tend to and deal with. But I'm not walking around with a sword in my back. I'm not being kept small because of this sword, pinning me in place. I'm free. And that's going to be a huge part of this time, Pisces, is the sense of I'm free. We're moving away from the combativeness. We're moving away from the chaos. We're stepping into tranquility. We're stepping into, embracing our home, how we want things set up, how we're moving forward for us. And we're really being empowered. All right. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Pisces. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.